honestly, don't let anyone ever tell you, whether it's your parents, your family, your friends. When I say family, I mean family outside of your nuclear family, so outside of your parents and your siblings, your friends, your colleagues, people around you, people who you listen to, people who listen to you. If you want to fucking do something, do it. I don't even give a shit anymore. I'm so tired of people expressing their deepest wants from life, you know, their calling, something that makes them passionate. Excuse me, sorry. Something that makes them passionate, something that drives them to be better, drives them to understand themselves more, drives them to create, to be, to become. And it doesn't mean that they necessarily become someone they're not, but it just allows them to slowly understand their true potential. Don't fucking let anyone get in the way of that. I'm telling you now, because it is the biggest regret and worst mistake you could make in your life if you listen to people who doubt. And I know that it's hard to immediately understand that, because it's not necessarily that a lot of these people who explain this to you or say these things are out to get you. A good amount of the time they fucking are, but at the same time they could just be saying it because they don't understand the concept themselves, because they maybe were at a point where they were young, or they were just full of what's the fucking word, I don't know, hope and dreams, and someone else crushed them. Someone else just basically expressed to them, like, you can't do shit. Yeah, you just can't do it. But I'm just saying this because I care about you, because I don't want you to get your hopes up. Hang on a fucking minute. Get your fucking hopes up. Get your hopes up, because times are not only changing, but people are realizing. I shouldn't even say times have changed, because people are starting to realize and remember who they really are, their true power, their true vocation. And when I say vocation, I don't mean like, oh, their dream job in finance. I mean, if you want to do that, then go ahead and do it. But when I say vocation, I mean calling. And that could be anything, because a vocation, I should say, is more of a like illusion at times into something that doesn't, like, okay, so for example, a vocation is a calling, but it doesn't necessarily have to be career related or job related. It could be anything that you can make a living out of. It doesn't have to be a bog standard go by the book job that is only qualified by a degree or by some sort of education, because there are jobs out there that people want to do that are like that. Go for it. But the thing is, though, the reason I'm not talking about those jobs is because people don't necessarily like argue or debate necessarily. If you want to be a lawyer, oh, don't be a lawyer. People are like, no, go be a lawyer, because society has genuinely convinced people that is the only way to be successful, is you need to go down the A to B to C to D route. And that is a matter of you go to school, you get the qualifications, you then go to more school, get the qualifications, and then spend another maybe 5 to 7 years in training, and then get the job, and then live on that salary for the rest of your life. But you will be working that exact same job 9 till 5, maybe even longer hours depending on the sector you're in, and then you retire. I mean, I don't know, man. That just sounds really fucked up to me, because I've hit a point where, and I think a lot of people have hit a point where they've kind of realized there's a lot more to life than just working. And it's more than just oh, you get holiday, so it's not all about work. Because why, when humans have the potential to live decades upon decades of life, but we have to spend most of that life working a job where we are not in control of exactly what we do majority of the time, how much we earn, but we get excited over the maybe 4-week contracted holiday hours, holiday days that we are given, and we should get excited over that when we have our whole lives. We could like think about it, but that's the thing, people can't genuinely convince themselves that this could be a reality. Is that, imagine you had the ability to live life however you want, but people are like, oh no, it doesn't work like that because you need to earn a living. But what if that living was earned via doing what you wanted? And I don't mean that shit that's like, oh, I want to sit home and eat chips all day. But at the same time, we are in an era, we are in a new generation where you set up a fucking camera, you stare dead ass into the screen, and you eat a bag of like, I don't know, Doritos or something, and you might like just look funny while doing it. You live stream it, but people fucking watch that shit. And people watch that shit and they love it. And I mean, I'll be honest, I personally don't endorse that, but it's more to prove a point that you can make money doing anything nowadays, good or bad, good and bad even. Again, I'm not endorsing like sitting down, like gaining weight and eating shit in front of the camera, but the principle is there. The principle is that if someone can make money doing that, why the fuck can't you make money filming yourself dancing, doing art, you know, making music, forming a business? I mean, come on, like, there are so many people in this world who are so inherently talented, so inherently capable of doing such amazing, beautiful things, and they have been so conditioned to doubt, lack, limit, because society, it's not welcomed, it's not accepted by society. And sometimes these things are accepted by society, but I mean, that's a whole topic in itself, like what is and isn't accepted by society. But I'm just kind of done with that shit now, because when something isn't hateful and something is true and authentic to you, and it's especially about spreading such an amazing, important, significant, positive, abundant message, why let anyone or anything tell you otherwise? You shouldn't do that. You can't do that. I fucking can do that, and I bloody hell will. You know, like, I mean, and the funny thing is most of the time when it comes to shit like this, the biggest self-critic, I said it, they're just there. The biggest critic is the self. You know, the self is the one who will talk down, speak negatively towards yourself. You know, you will be your biggest enemy. You are your worst enemy. And especially me, I've realized that over time is the only way to genuinely grow, realize your capability, realize your potential and what you can bring to this world, what you put forward, is to genuinely, metaphorically and physically, look at yourself in the mirror and decide then and there, I'm going to make a change, and that change starts with me, and it's going to be for the better.